morning. It is June 9th, 2024. Sunday, June 9th, 2024. I'm coming to you live from my home in Sterling, Maryland. Or Sterling, Virginia. I live in Virginia, not Maryland. Okay, so I lied yesterday, and I apologize, but I lied to the audience yesterday when I said I was going to work on this more off stream, and I never did. I never touched it. And I was just looking at this a few minutes before I got on stream, and I found something interesting. Remember the bug we were trying to, or the compilation error that we were trying to figure out yesterday? So I can get everything to compile if I do this. No. Wait, what? What? No. No. Okay, let's try this. I swear to God, that just compiled. Okay, look at this. Okay, this is compiling. Now, let's take this one at a time. Set the name. See if this compiles. Good morning, Captain Fandom Nerd. Captain Fandom Nerd says good morning. Faithful sidekick, Captain Fandom Nerd. We're going to try removing. Yep. Over here on the right-hand side, we're going to try removing. Okay. So, am I going crazy? Okay, this compiles. A second ago, it gave me a compilation error. Right? So if I do this, there's the compilation error, which I don't understand. And I get this error saying region cannot be used before it is initialized. Okay. But it is initialized. But here's where it gets weird. Let me try, if I do this, try compiling again. It's the same code. Okay, this is very much looking like a compiler error of some type. Now, it is very rare that you get compiler errors. Like, compiler errors are like junior programmers will always be like, I think it's a problem with the compiler error. I think it's a problem with the compiler. 99.999% of the time, the problem is with the programmer's code, and it's not a compiler error. This is weird behavior. Now look at this. Look. I can get this to compile. Okay? Now wait. If I comment this out, everything is saved. Everything. Okay, now it's going to compile. Succeeds. Successfully compiles. Okay? Now look. I have these 3 lines on the right-hand side. They are commented out. On the left-hand side, everything's the same. Okay, so I commented out. Now let's comment out all 3, and I think this will fail. Let's see if this fails, or because if it passes, that's even weirder. Okay, look, now it passes. Okay. Now, I'm going to come over here. Whoop. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to uncomment out this. Now, this will give me an error about region being uninitialized, and I'm trying to use it, okay? Okay, that's the error. Now, remember, this just compiled. The only thing I changed was this, to comment that out. Now, let's try compiling. And now it gets an error. I'm going to go through that again because I want to clip this and ask people if this is a compiler error. Okay, I have a project here. Now I can get this to compile. What I'm trying to do is 4 people in the video. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try and make a clip. I have a country object, which is actually very basic, and it's subclass from a region object. I'm trying to write a function so that I can load these country objects right here from JSON files using Neil Lohman JSON library. Now, over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out the library code itself, and now I'm going to compile. And this will compile. It's not what I want it to do, but it will compile. Okay, and you can see down here, GeoSketch successfully compiled. Now, if I come up here, uncomment these, this compiles. Okay, GeoSketch compiled. Now, if I uncomment this, oh, okay, I realized what I'm doing wrong. I'm realizing why the weird behavior might be weird behavior. Okay, so it's not a compiler error. Like I just said, it's not a compiler error. What I'm doing wrong is I'm compiling two different projects. Okay. Why? I don't understand. Okay, so then I was looking around and I found a similar error, like somebody else, unknown type, in cannot be used before it is initialized, and they're also using Neil Lohman. And apparently here they were having namespace issues. Like, I would highly recommend against using namespace, but I think I'm only using it. Where am I using it? I don't think I'm using any namespace issues or any namespace. No, I'm not. I don't have any. Let me check this. Why? Okay. Okay, it's just using it inside the function. So the fact that this is telling me is giving me this weird cannot be used before it is initialized. Let's see what other results we had about this. Cannot be used before it is initialized. And I was looking up Neil Lohman. I think it's two ends. Neil Lohman JSON. I'm going to put cannot be used in quotes. Cannot be used before. This is really strange. Does it have to do with the fact, because I should be able to do anything, right, with the region object at this point? Like, can I do this? So here I'm just going to print out the name. Okay, thank you. Yes, come back AI. Okay, let's see if this compiles. But like I said, that wasn't a compiler error. I got really excited for a minute because I thought it was a compiler error, but then I realized why it's not a compiler error. And it wasn't a compiler error because I was compiling two different executables. So wait. Okay, let's try this. I have another idea. I'm going to try and run this test. It's not going to work. I'm going to run this test, this JSON read write test, and then I'm going to set a breakpoint. And I want to see if I can inspect this region variable. That is so strange. Maybe, oh. It never let me run it. So it never let me able to do that. Okay, why? What happened? Okay, so that was successful. But if I do this, unsuccessful. The only thing I can think of is like, what about if I do this? I'm just curious if this is going to compile. It's not going to compile. What if I do region type? So it's something about, let me see. This I think is going to compile. This I think it'll be all right. Yeah. So it's something about the country type, right? It's something about this country type that it's completely ignoring the from JSON, because I have a from JSON for region type just for giggles. For giggles, let's put this down here. I'm wondering if it has to do with the fact that country is derived from a class that is non-constructible, that is non-default constructible, right? Because here's region, but it does have, at least I thought it did. Maybe, wait a minute, maybe it doesn't. Oh, region is. Region. So, wait a minute. Since content is calling. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Since country is default, has a default constructor, its base class region needs to have a default constructor, and region doesn't. So country might look like it's default constructible, but it's actually not default constructible. I think that's the issue. So if we just come up here and we just go simply region default, and then let's see if this works. I think this might work. Yeah, it's looking further. It's getting further into it than I've seen it yet. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's compiling the wrong thing. Is there like a build tests? Maybe I come over here. Just build this. I think this is going to work. Now we were getting weird linker errors at some point, so let's see if we still get those. I hope we don't. I really, compilation errors are. I'm not going to say okay. Compilation errors. I'm not going to say they're easy to fix, because sometimes they can be really difficult to fix. But I do think overall they're easier to work with, and they're easier to see what's going wrong. It's easy to figure out what's going wrong with compilation errors. Linker errors sometimes can be pretty. They can be pretty sneaky. Okay, so we know what we did wrong. We basically region needed a default constructor. So everything that we're going to be able to create through JSON is going to have a default constructor, and its base classes have to have default constructors. So it makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So now we should be able to have something more like what we were expecting, and we can actually write this test. Because all we wanted to do was this. And that should compile, and then we can see if it passes really quick. And then we can go back to actually trying to load this object from JSON. I'm going to write a ticket too. I'm going to write a, uh-oh, what's this? Oh, it probably doesn't know how to output something. It should know how to output that on 50, no, on what line? Region type. Didn't I give region type a Oh, just a region. I thought I gave region type and output too. Enum. Output region. I could have sworn I gave region type and output operator. Okay. Well, we'll just give it one now. Now, doesn't this need? No, it doesn't need to be inline. Okay, so we can do std ostream. No, not std abort. Okay, but what we want actually is region type. Why is this function definition operator? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I haven't defined it yet. I could have sworn we already added this. Okay. The AI knows what I want. Unknown. That's good. I don't like this formatting. Space it in a little bit. Okay. Now let's see if it compiles. So this is a little sad in a sense. It is my last programming in the morning from home, at least for a while. I was looking at my upgrade that we talked about yesterday. That was actually the first thing I did when I woke up, because I was like, oh, it's less than 36 hours until my flight. I should see if the seats are if the prices have come down. And they have not. And there's still only one left. It is still $6,355. I'm really tempted to snag up the last Premium Plus, but it's in the middle, right? It's in the middle. Who wants that? And it doesn't look like anybody is next to me. So I think we might grin and bear it. We'll see. Maybe the price will come down tonight with 24 hours left. Okay, so this all compiled, and let's see if it actually passes. So that's this one. It should pass. I'm not expecting anything weird here. There should be nothing really complicated. It's certainly taken its sweet time. Okay. Okay, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Test discovery finished and 4 tests found. Oh, it failed. Why did it fail? Invalid region type. Oh. Isn't this what I did yesterday with the 2? Oh, I made a 2 upper function. I remember the 2 upper. Oh, I did a from JSON. That's where I got confused. It was from JSON. Okay. All right, but wait a minute. It's telling me that the type here. Oh. No, that should be valid, right? Type. Oh, well, wait. From JSON, and then it's going to come in here. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's check this out. Debug. Joe watch, phase 2, peeing blood. Oh, Jesus. Joe, I'm going away for like 3 months. You are not allowed to be sick or anything worse until I get back. Okay? So just stop. You're not allowed to do this. Okay, what did I do? I wanted to step over this. I want to come in here. Did I go in there? That's interesting. Let's try this. I wasn't paying attention. Let's try this again. I got a little distracted by Joe being inconsiderate and being selfish and being sick because he's selfish like that. You're not allowed to do this, Joe. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to wait till I get back. Okay. Region type, region type. Now it should come in here, right? Shouldn't it? Okay, it does. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. And then we get here. S at this point is country. If S equals country, type equals blah. Oh, you see what the problem is? This this is an AI problem. Do you see what it is? The problem is that this if statement, this if else block, which I just let AI, go at it, um, it it sets the type, but then it throws an error at the end. And I understand why it made this mistake, right? Because it's what it wants to say is if it wants to say if S is not equal to any of these types, not any of these strings, then throw an error. But that's not what this block of code is saying. This block of code, what you need, and now AI is telling me what I need. You just need an else. Although I'm going to clean this entire thing up because I think it's ugly. But that's an instant that's the kind of little things that like you gotta watch AI on. And I'm glad that I put a unit test on there, because had I not, this code could have been I might have spent like an hour trying to debug it in another part of code. Let's see. Okay, now this should work, right? So you see what I changed? Now this else, it's basically if it S is this, then this, and now it's going to like if it's none of those, then do this. So now it should work. Let's make sure. I swear to God, my father having a heart attack yesterday, literally, and then now Joe peeing blood. Like, what is it with when I have trips to Africa? Bad things happen. Like, I don't understand. Like, the universe is really trying to tell me, don't go to Africa. I don't get it. Ay, oy vey. Okay, what do we got here? Did we pass? Oh, yes. Okay, so that should work. It still failed. What? Invalid test region. What? Let me run this again. I was going to run the tests without breakpoints. Let me make sure it's a true statement. Okay, now it works. Now it works. Okay, that's what I thought. Let me run it one more time. And I might as well run all of them. Okay. Let me run all of them. Make sure we haven't broken anything else. This is where unit tests come in really handy as far as determining like what did I break along the way, because it is very possible as you're making changes in one place, you break things in other places, and that's where unit tests are very important. And if anybody out there is a programmer and you want to become a programmer like professionally, one thing I would recommend is you get used to writing unit tests. You learn how to use unit test tools, because that's something that employers are going to be very interested in. And if you mention unit tests in your interviews, they're going to be that's going to be a bonus. That's going to be a plus. Not everybody can be like Joe, who would probably say, "I don't need unit tests. I've got my brain. The only unit tests I need are in my head." So don't be like Joe. Don't be like Joe. Okay. Now we know we're loading countries from the JSON, we can go back to what we wanted to do, which was this, right? We wanted to ultimately, well, let's add one more unit test. We should make, well, no. We're going to assume continent works. Should we? Continent, from JSON country. Oh, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. Okay, continent. Now I'm really confused. Wait a minute. What I've done is I've created messy code. So I want to clean this up for a minute. Because I got these from JSONs all over the place. And like, according to this, where is my from JSON for country? Like it's working, but I don't understand where it's at. Literally, where is it? Sorry. Here's the definition, but I never declared it. That's weird. I guess the linker just is doing some magic, and like I guess it just kind of works itself out, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. So I have these from country, and I'm going to add the from county. Are you not going to help me out, AI? AI, are you not going to add? AI. Thank you, AI. Okay, now give me county. Thank you. Okay. And then, I want to put the one for region type down at the bottom too. I kind of want to. This is another thing. Like you gotta have like code needs to be tidy. Like I see a lot of messy code, and it needs to be tidy. It needs to be tidy. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and that also applies for code. All right. Let's see. What did I want to do? Country. I wanted to add those, and I wanted to. Let's see. I can get rid of these pretty much. Right? And I'm going to even, okay, so it was region type, then continent. Okay, region type. Got it. So I'm going to put these under. So you see what I'm doing is I'm like keeping the function order in which they appear in the source file. I'm actually trying to maintain that order. So the order that they appear in the header file, I'm actually trying to maintain that order in the source file itself. Now that might be a little special. That might be a little extra, as the kids say. But that's how I like to do it. Okay, we can keep these blank for now. And I have this region here. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. If I can. Oh my God. I want to select. Okay, thank you. Okay. And then this. Okay. This all looks good. I do have the operators defined at the top, but I have them declared at the bottom. That's something else we could change. Just trying to keep the code tidy. That's all. Literally just trying to keep it from being messy. And I want it to be ordered, and I want it to make sense. I want the order of everything to make sense. Okay, so this is good. Let's make sure we haven't broken anything. Let's make sure we compile. And if we do, we'll go ahead and check this code in. So I never hung the birdhouse up yesterday. I never did. I gotta do that today. I did start. Come on. Come on. Really? I think I screwed something up with the order. I think I did. I think that's what it is. What is it telling me? To JSON. Oh, I might have deleted something. To JSON for what? Do I have a to JSON? Here, let me see. Is this the complaint? Oh. Let's get rid of these friend functions. Okay, from JSON, each one has a friend of a from JSON. Okay, that's good. Let's see if that gets rid of these errors. No. I guess I did need the read when I see error list. I see, I see, I see. I see. So I had a to.json function in here. Um, So basically what happened is I deleted code that I was using. But I don't think it was anything major. But let's look and see if we can just find a copy of it. Right? Let's save this. And this is why you use source code, right? This is why you use, I'm sorry, this is why you use source control, because it's good when you've done exactly what I did, which was delete code that I'm using, and then, but it, oh wait, dev3, okay. So I think I had a region to JSON function, yeah, even though it wasn't complete, I did have it. So maybe what I need to do is I need to add I got this. I got it. What we want to do is we want to add those two JSON. I want to add both for region, to JSON and from JSON, and they were friend functions. And remember what we learned about friend functions? It doesn't matter where you put them. They are kind of immune. They are immune to like protected, private, and public. They're basically all public in a way. Okay, I don't want that. Then I want to come over here, and then my to JSON and from JSON. Okay, so wait, this was the region. What, did I copy the region type? Yeah, I copied the bad region type code. So I think what I only need is the to JSON. I don't think I need from JSON for this. And so if I do to JSON, and then the to JSON function is right there with region. Let's see if this works. All right, it's looking good. But oh, it's a linker error. So linker errors don't pop up until, that's another thing that's really annoying about linker errors, is they don't pop up until the very end. Okay. In this case, they didn't pop up at all. All right, let's check this in while we still have some sanity. So we have this, the test regions. Okay, we just added the test there, kind of. So Joe, what's like what's going on then? Like what are you doing about this problem, huh? Like what's the next step? And also, have you considered my feelings in this and how like I am getting ready to go away and I don't need my father and my good friend both being like, of bad health. So did you even consider me when you decided to go ahead and do this? What a jerk. Okay, we're just gonna add that. LDG Free the Net says, yo, how's it going, LDG Free the Net? Okay. Updating region JSON functions. All right. I think that is as good as any in terms of comments. Joe says he will call the doctor soon. Okay. Call me. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor on the internet. But just the sheer goal of Joe to just like, do that, the sheer nerve of him to be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get sick. I'm going to go ahead and start peeing blood because it's my prerogative. It's a free country. And he doesn't even think about anybody else. He just thinks about himself. Pure selfishness. So that last seat in United Airlines is still $6,355. I was really hoping, since it's 36 hours before the flight, I was really hoping it would come down, and it hasn't. And yeah, so it hasn't come down, but hopefully it will, because maybe it'll come down 24 hours before the flight. All right. So Bird says, hey, LDG. LDG says, peeing blood, what? And now everybody's talking about Bird. About Joe, my good friend Joe. Notice how I said my good friend Joe. I still say that, even though he doesn't say that anymore. Like when I go to his chat channel and I send him a super chat, he used to say my good friend Addy, but now it's just Addy. That's because I've been demoted. But still, my good friend Joe, for me at least. I see this is a one-way relationship, but I forgot what I was saying. Joe's not feeling well. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we will just try loading the file. Let's get the file for reference. And so we're going to load region. We're going to load the object underneath of region, and that should be a continent, right? And now we can actually get back to like loading the game. We're going to stop right here because I just want to, let's see, I just want to load it. Let's see. Set as active, set as startup project, and run. Joe says he's had a bad morning. Everybody's saying hi to Joe, and Joe responding in kind. Big YouTube star. So peeing blood. Yeah, that's not good. But maybe, yeah, but it's not bad. It's not like terrible, right? Like it'll clear itself up. It'll be fine. Everybody's so picky these days. Everybody's so, you get a little wart. Everybody's convinced it's cancer. You pee a little blood, you're convinced it's whatever it is. And, no, just calm down, people. Just calm down. Okay, so the loading of the continent seemed to work, which is good. And the whole point of all of this, the whole point was to take the continent object and then we created a map. Yeah, it's right here. And so what the point of this map is going to be is, what is the point going to be? I think the point is to store IDs. So I don't want to store an ID in the region class itself. What we're going to do is we're going to shimmy it a little bit, right? So this is this is all old code below here, okay? And we're just keeping it in place so things continue to work, kind of. So in here is this, okay, this is using regions. So I think what we'll do is we're going to have how do we want to do this? I think we're going to use a template at class. class T, and we're going to have a region database record, essentially. Joe says, are you making... Wait, what happened? Are you making more Koroganite? Just stones? Just stones ripping blood vessels. Oh, just stones ripping blood vessels as they pass through my system. Yeah, I mean, so it's not like, it's not a huge... It's not like, something to just, go to the emergency room for. It's just a little scary. I remember once I was coughing up blood, and I got freaked out. And this was years ago. This was like 20 years ago. And I got freaked out, and I was literally told it was just because I was dehydrated, and I hadn't drank anything, and it was dry outside, and I had been coughing a lot. I don't know. Something. It was a long time ago. Anyway, so what we're going... This is going to be a... So the way I'm thinking that this is going to be a decorator class. That's kind of what I'm looking for, like a decorator class. So what we'll do is we will have a 64-bit int, and that will be the ID, and that will simply allow us to get the ID and then set the ID. Yes, thank you very much, AI. And so we will essentially wrap, when we put things into the database, we will wrap them in this region DB record. And the reason I made it templated is because I wanted to work for the continents, the countries, the states, and the counties. I wanted to work for all of them. And we might actually put some, I should look into using concepts, like to limit the type of things that can be in there, right? So let's see. Because concepts isn't, I don't know a lot about concepts. Okay, C++, use concept to limit types of objects in your template. Let's see. How can you constrain a template to only accept certain types? Okay, that's exactly what I want. Oh, but this is Java. I don't want Java. Oh, wait, no. Okay, C-type traits. Okay, that's one way to do it. I literally want to use a concept just because I used yesterday when I was doing some work. I actually ended up trying to use a concept, but I couldn't. Koroganite. Let's just look for the word concept. Literally, okay. Here we go. C++ 20 concept usage example. Adapted from blah, blah, blah. Requires std convertible to int. What is that? Require multiple base classes. Okay. So what we can do then is we can define a concept like this. Oops. Right? So, we'll name the concept. We'll name it is region type. And then, is it a base class? Really, we don't need that. Really, all we need is GS region. Right? And then... Oh, wait. I don't want to confuse region type with the enum region type. Region class type. Let me put that here. And so now that should require that all the types that we try to use region DB record with need to have a base class of region. Is base of blah. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Let's make sure this compiles. Koroganite. Yes. Joe's kidney stones are Koroganite. That's pretty funny. Okay. Data identifier not found. Okay. All right. All right. What we can do also, do we want the DB, but maybe we do want the DB record to be the owner, but maybe we don't always want it to be the owner. I'm thinking instead of what we want to pass in here is a pointer and a smart pointer, right? Of whatever type T is. Pass in data. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think it's going to work. So I'm still debating, should I, let's see, just because I like attention, I'm going to add another poll, start a poll. Should I do programming in the morning from Africa? Let's see, let's put this up here. Yes. And invite Simba to pair program. Oh, invite Simba along. No. 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 Ah! Concentrate on your trip. I was going to say vacation, but it's not a vacation, it's a trip. Okay. Because I'm going to be working. So it's not, I'm taking a week off while I'm there. But I'm going to be working like most of the time. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we have this DB record here. And what I want then is I want this map to actually be, so this, I want it to actually be, so it's continent record pointer, which is actually going to be a shared pointer of the record type, which was, what did we call it? We called it region DB record. I was going to call it region record, because we're just going to have to know that that's what that, okay, so it's a region record of, no, we don't need all of that. All we need is this. I got it. GS continent. Pointer. Nope. Pointer. That is what we want, right? But why is it giving me a red squiggly? Because this is, okay, the pointer type is in here. Oh, I see what I did. I got it. So, I want to get clever. Using pointer is going to equal a share, it's going to equal a shared pointer of region record T. Perfect. Okay. Now this should be okay. Yes. So that is what we want in our, this is what we want in our record, in our map. Okay. That was a lot. Region record, region, there's a continent. Okay. So that's like the concrete type essentially. And so what we're doing the goal of this is we will go in, we will insert the continent into the database, and we'll get back an ID. And that ID we get back, we will store in this little ID field that we added for this region record class, this decorator class. So let's now I think we're finally ready. I think we are finally ready to actually create a record inside of the database. And so we're going to add something to the region table, and we're going to add the name and the type. I think those are the two things we're going to add right now. So how do we do that? That is a good question. That is an excellent question, sir. First of all, let's look at the brute force way to do it. C++. Let's ask ChatGPT. No, C++. No, let's ask ChatGPT. I'm going back and forth. Show me an example in C++ of adding a record to SQLite. What is the name of the library? Is it just SQL? Okay, I didn't even know. Okay, of adding a record to SQLite of a struct object that contains two fields, name and type, both of which are strings. Both of which are strings. Now let's see how ChatGPT does it. Enter. Okay, I've hit enter. Why are you not working? ChatGPT, let's refresh. I swear, like all of the AI chat bots, all of these bots, they're terrible in terms of web UI. Okay. So here's what we have here. We have a string. Okay, this is all about creating the table, which we don't need to worry about. Insert name. Okay, perfect. Now, here is a question. Do we want this insert code, do we want it to be in line we probably do. In the database compiler, do we want it to be in line? Yeah, I think we do. Okay, so it's not a question. Never mind. Just forget I even asked, okay? Eventually, this import data is going to have to be multiple things, but for right now, we're just going to kind of shove everything into the same place. Okay, so we have a const. We're going to have a const x for string. And this is going to be insert region. Thank you. Yep. The AI knows. The AI does know. Okay, so it's essentially going to be this. But it's going to be the name of the database, or the name of the table is region. And then the two fields we want are name and type. Okay, name and type. Okay, we got those. Okay, so that's our string. That's our query string. And then what do we do after that? What do we have to do after that? After that, we have to prepare the SQL statement. Okay, this is okay. So let's see. So we got the region files. We come down here. We've got the continent object, and we've got all of its things. Okay, so let's see. So we're missing a few fields because we just copy and pasted the code. What I want to do is I want to look in the header. I always forget how to do new window. It's kind of like new game. Okay. All right, over here. Easy. All right, there we go. Okay. I just want this over on the right-hand side for quick reference. Because we have this DB. So let's see. Let's go back to where we were. So we're putting this into our DB object. I'm guessing the SQL would be the statement up here. So in that case, our SQL is this insert region code. And what is this statement object? That is what I don't know. Okay. it is just a variable that was declared right before it. I'm guessing it's used to store some type of result. I'm guessing. Okay, got it, got it. Okay, and then we have an error. What we can do instead is we do have the logger, right? We can logger. Is there a failed, or is there's an error? Error. Okay, will AI finish this for me? Okay, it kind of did, I guess. Okay, so we'll put a breakpoint inside of here. So this is simply just preparing, I guess this is preparing statement, and then we bind the records to the statement, I guess. Yes, we do. Okay. So, okay, so you're binding text, and then you're binding, interesting. Okay, let's just make this a little more easier to read. Come on, AI. You know what I want. Error. Cannot bind values. Okay, that's what I want. Thank you. We put another breakpoint here, just in case we get there. Okay, so let's see. Bind text statement. I still don't know what this statement... I guess you're putting the records... And what is this? I'm guessing... Okay, I think I got it. This statement object is what's going to get passed when you submit the query, when you commit the query, I guess is probably what they call it. This 1, 2, 3, I'm guessing that is a one-based index of the question marks that we have up here. And then we have the actual value itself. So that would be region. And it wants a oh, wait a minute. What is, where do, oh, continent. So it wants a C-type string. So what we're going to do, whoop, no. Continent, name, and then we need the C string, right? It basically, it wants a car array. This -1 in Q, I'm guessing that we don't need to worry about those. That is my educated guess. So maybe we don't. And you don't have to worry about it. Just like you know, you got a little pee in your blood, you don't have to worry about it. It's okay. It's going to be okay, Joe. All right. Now this is interesting because we want this to be a string. Is there an easy way to just get that? We could. Now wait a minute. Can the region? Where's my region enum? Okay, this is another sidetrack. This is where I'm just going to be like, hey, so this is technically a class, right? Can I have? No, it doesn't make sense. I was going to say, like, can I add like a two-string method to an enum class? I bet I can't. No, I'm not even going to try it. I'm sure I can't. So instead, I mean, we have the operator, right? We have, I thought we did. Yeah, we do. We have this operator down here, right? We have this, but that's just we could also, oh man, how many different things do we need? Let's do it like this. Let's just kind of let's just be a little lazy for now. This actually needs to be inline because we're going to define it here in the header. I'm just going to add a simple function that just does it. Again, a little lazy. Yep, two-string. Yep. Yeah, a little lazy, but it gets the job done, right? I mean, I'm kind of using a small hammer to nail in a big spike, but it'll do it. Eventually it'll work. So in that case, all we need to do then is just this. No, I have a better idea. We have the region object. Why don't we put it on the region object, right? We can put it on this type. So what we can actually do is we can just add something called type string. And then Okay, it's just going to use that internal mapping there. I don't like that. All right. I'm not crazy about this, but I'm gonna go with it just because it's a little. I like this pattern that I'm about to type out, but I'm not too crazy about having this free function that's then called by the class. I'm not crazy about that, but I'm not too concerned with it right now. Okay, so that should work. Okay, no red squigglies. Okay, now what's the next step? What do we do after that? Then we have to actually execute the statement. Okay, easy, easy. Okay. Is AI, you're not going to finish that for me? Okay, cannot execute statement. Thank you, AI. And then we got to finalize the statement. And I guess that's where it actually gets committed. Okay. So that is that. Again, it's really messy, but we have enough. We do have enough now that we can test and see if it actually works. Because now this means that we're actually putting data into the database. And so for the first time, I'm going to just kind of step over it one by one just to kind of watch it. So let's go here. Easy, easy. Okay, let's run that. Now, it's been a while. I'm not even sure what the state of the disk is in terms of data. I'm going to have to look at the output to see. Oh no. Function must return value. Oh. So what I could do. All right, there we go. That's good. Import data. Import data must return value? I see. I think this is okay. So I'm wondering, like, if we run into an error trying to put data into the database, is that enough to just abort the compilation process entirely? And I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. That's why I'm going to put return false here. Although, so I would still want to finalize the statement. Okay. Now let's try it. That should run. This should do it. On Friday, it was on Friday, I had an awesome run, right? Now, it's not like the runs I used to do when I was like 32, 30, or even like when I was like 35, 36. You know, like when I met Joe, for example, like, you know, and when we became good friends before we stopped being good friends, because I guess I'm not his good friend anymore. But back then, like, I ran like a maniac. Like I was running 5 days a week and like 5 miles each day, at least, oftentimes more. It was a lot of running. But as happens, I fell out of it. But lately, I've been trying to like get back into it. But I'm significantly older. I'm not significantly older, but I am older, and so you have to be aware. Like, I have to be aware that, like, first of all, I can't compare my results today to the results of my 35-year-old body, because it's vastly different. But anyway, Friday I had this amazing run, right? It was an amazing run for the age and shape I am in now. It was a great run. Felt good, but I pushed myself. It was good. I have been god awful sore since then. And it's not like I haven't been running regularly. So I don't know why I was like, oh God, I've been so sore. I'm still sore. Okay, we can skip over this, and then so here's the little debug window. So we have I want to make sure we're looking at. It's not going to tell me. Huh. Okay. I'm going to abort this for now because I wanted to tell me where the database is that it's creating. Okay, create new database. So let's see. So here we can just do logger debug opened database, but we didn't open the database. We create it. Database blank. Okay. So now let's start again. So my legs, so I was hoping that my legs would be not so sore today because I wanted to do another run or do like a recovery run where you run a little slower and you just kind of take it easy, but I am still so sore. I'm so sore. I even went on a long walk yesterday, which is a good thing if you have a good run, but you push yourself and then the next day you don't run again because you don't want to hurt yourself. You just go on a long walk. And that's kind of like a recovery walk. But I don't know. Okay, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. And now I've got the hiccups. Okay, where's my debug window? Where are you going to... Okay, it's right here. All right, so it should have told me... Okay, create a database. So it's in C program files GeoSketch. So let's go there. And then here we have, okay, and it's creating the backups like we want. That's good. That's good. Okay. And then what we'll do, come over here. So let's go through each statement. So it's going to prepare the statement. Okay, everything went well there. You can see that it skipped right down to this. Okay, so now this is the binding the values, and it worked just fine. And now it's actually going to execute the statement. And that worked, and now it's going to finalize it. Perfect. And then now it's going to do the same thing for the next file. Okay. Easy, easy. Okay. Okay. And you can see the game is loading up now. So it's finished that compilation process. Let's load this up. Let me close this. Let's load this up and see if we actually have data inside the database. That's pretty exciting. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Is the file type just not associated with DB browser? Okay, give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, okay? Just stop. Just stop. Can I drag? Okay. All right, so we were trying to put things into the region table. Browse data. Region. It did not work. It created 2 records, but it didn't put the data in them. Why? Weird. Huh. What do we got going on here? So it definitely, let's make sure we have values. Maybe there's something weird going on and this continent name and continent type string doesn't have a value. So what we can do is we can use a very sophisticated and a technique to debug that I only recommend by the most advanced programmers ever, and that is simply just printing out the value. so what I want to do is I want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm actually I want to make sure that there's actually values, right? Because maybe it's actually working just fine, just that the values are empty for some reason. You just got to figure out why. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, drop something. I gotta get some water in a minute. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Okay, so we got this. Oh, did I edit something? Let me start over. I must have hit like a file or something. I must have hit something. I must have pressed a key. So far, 2 of you have voted and said, yes, I should program in the morning from Africa. I might. And it would be easier to program in the morning because 6 o'clock, if I started at 6 o'clock a.m. Well, first of all, that's another thing. If I start at 6 a.m., none of you bastards are going to be awake at 6 a.m. Maybe Captain Freedom, fandom nerd, but otherwise, none of you. I know Joe, Mr. Lazy, is going to be asleep. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we have that. Oh, I put a space there. That's what I did. I got to remember to get rid of that space. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see if there's values. And there is. Inserting continent, North America, type continent. Okay. Okay. And then we can see here. Wait a minute. Let me just let this. I'm going to only keep my breakpoints on the failure points, which is there, and here. Okay. So it showed success across the board, right? Inserting continent South America. I mean, it showed complete and utter astounding success. Oh. 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 Okay. A couple of things happened there. Let's start with fresh data. Let's do that. That would be one of the first things. Like if an engineer came to me and was like, I'm having problems with this. The first thing I would say is, well, start with fresh data. You got to do that. You got to start with minimum data. Okay, so this just ran all the way through. I just let it go in one go without stopping. And you can see here, processing continent North America. Oh, no, wait. No. Inserting continent South America, inserting continent North America. Yes. Okay. So it looks good. Oh, shoot. Okay. Did it create it? It didn't. That was not a valid test case because it did not close. That's another thing. I need to make sure it's closing the database properly. If it destroys the object, is that enough? Where will that get destroyed? Let's see. No, region database compiler. It's just a raw pointer to the database. But where does that get destroyed? Right? So basically right here, this is the database. And what I'm thinking is, okay, maybe we didn't properly close the database and that's why the data's not, that's why we're not seeing the data inside of the database. So here you have a close. I guess we can stop here and make sure. I want to fix that. I accidentally put a space in front of an if statement, and I want to fix that because it's going to drive me nuts. I would wake up. I bet. What happened? There was something last night where I'm like, oh my God, if I keep thinking about that, it's going to drive me nuts. And I was like, I should go check it. But in checking it meant putting on shoes and going outside at like 10:30. I don't remember what it was. Okay, anyway. Okay, we have no data. That's good. We gotta compile. It's gonna take a minute. Just be patient. I'm gonna run downstairs and get some water. I'm gonna work. I'm in the zone. I'm feeling good. I don't know if I want to get. Do I want to get water or do I want to get another soda to drink? I'm gonna put that up for vote as well. Start a poll. Oh, it won't let me until I close that one. Okay. So in poll. Okay, so we know where we stand with that one. Okay. Um, what if we do, let's see. All right, I'm just typing up this water. All right, another poll for you guys to let me know what. Oh wait, no, no, no. There we go. Okay, now, yeah, computers. Got it. Perfect. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, I was over here, and I'm going to assume that the database is closed and now it is usable by other processes. Here it is. And I can just drag it into DB browser, right? Yes. And then we got to go to browse data to the region. So what's interesting here is it says blob instead of text, right? Let me see. Can I get any information on that? Here it says text. What if... Okay. What if the problem is that I didn't define a parent? So we could do this. We could do parent, right? Because the ID itself should be automatically incremented. So now I need to bind another. So I'm going to assume that since there is an SQLite 3 bind text, that there is an SQLite 3 bind int or something like that. Bind int. Bind. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with that. We have the statement object. This is the third thing. Now that's another thing. We might want to validate that it is a one-based index. We're going to put an arbitrary value here. We're going to put 456. And then the rest of this should be -1, SQLite static. And then if that is not equal to SQLite okay, then this. Okay. Let's see if this compiles. This is going to be telling. Let's see if this compiles. So far, one vote says I should get water. Okay. Too many does not take 5. It does not take 5. So it looks like it just takes the statement, the int, and then another int. I don't know what these other ints are. Does it? Okay. So, statement, maybe it just takes this. Ooh. All right. I'm going to look up SQLite bind text. Show me the documentation for the SQLite API function. In the meantime, let's see if this works. Right? Because we're binding it here. We have name type and parent. I'm not convinced this is, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I was going to say, I'm not convinced that is a one-based index, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. SQLite bind text, blah, blah, blah. Destructor, blah, blah, blah. What is, oh, you can do okay. Here are the parameters explained. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. It ran in the background and it didn't hit my breakpoint. Did I remove the breakpoint? I don't see any errors. Trace info. Error. Cannot compile database. Cannot back up existing data. Oh. 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 Also, I think. All right. I want to write a ticket. I want to, because there's something I want to change, but I'm not going to change it now, and I don't want to forget about it. Issues. New issue. Change order of log fields. Okay. It would be better to put the, let's see, we can put the log type at the beginning, followed by the timestamp, and then the module, and then the log message. Okay, this can go to my, I'm going to leave it unassigned for now. This would be an enhancement. This would also be a good first issue for anybody who wanted to help, and then a help wanted. Okay. Anybody that wanted to help that might be listening, and you know who you are. If you are listening, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, so the reason that it was complaining was because I have the database open. So let's close it. Okay. Now we should be able to start over, and so far the poll still says water. It still says water. Okay. This looks a little promising. Okay, this went through. Now I'm curious to see if the number got put in. Right? So we go to browse data. Oh wait, we got to open the database first. So let's go here. And we got to remember to close the database when we're done with it. Region. Okay. That is progress. So we're able to put the 4, 5, 6, but for some reason the text fields are not getting updated. That is interesting. Why? What happened? Bind text. Oh, okay, let's actually read the documentation about bind text, right? I'm not a big fan of reading documentation, but let's look. Let's look at what ChatGPT has to say. Okay, so ChatGPT gives you the argument statement, a pointer to the prepared statement to which the text value will be bound. Okay, got that. LGA Freelance says, I have to run, Addy. When you get a moment, I have an easy job for you. If you're interested, please hit me up in the underground. I don't know what the underground is. You're interested in hearing me out? Sure. As long as it pays, I'm interested in hearing. We can talk. Yeah. Okay. Index. The index of the SQL parameter to which the text will be bound. SQL parameters are one based. Okay. A pointer to the text value to bind. This should be UTF encoded string. The length. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. The number of bytes in the string. If this value is negative, SQLite assumes the text is null terminated. Got it. Destructor. A pointer to a destructor function SQLite will call to dispose of the text after has been used. You can use SQL static if the text is in static unmanaged space, or SQL transient if it should make its own private copy. So two things here. I want to make a copy. I don't want to use static. And we can be extra special by just using continent name size, right? And then we're going to do the same thing for down here. It pays. You have a link from before, I hope. If not, Joe can send it to you. Joe, send me that link. I don't know if Joe's around. He's too busy. But yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, we can talk. Okay. Transient, SQLite. Okay. Let's try this. Now we got to make sure the database is closed, which it is. And then let's just, for our own sanity, let's just delete the files we have. And now let's try running. I'm going to make this stream a little long since this is the last stream I'm going to have, or the last one from home. Okay, we got a conversion error. Size T. Okay, so the point here is that these are too big. I'm just going to put it to int. So the problem here is that size T are 8-bit integer, or I'm sorry, 8 byte 64-bit integers. But the field, I guess, only accepts 32 bits, so the integer I'm trying to pass in is too big. So we can fix that by simply casting the integer, and casting, in case you don't know, is just the act of saying, hey, treat this one thing as something else. And in this case, I'm telling it to treat the 64-bit integer as a 32-bit integer, and that should get rid of the compilation error. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay, we compiled. But we closed the database, that's good, and okay, we delete it. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's try it again. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay, we're at the end. Okay, let's load it up. Perfect. 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 It worked. Okay, couple of things though. One, we want these to be just for sake of consistency, we want these to be uppercase. And two, I think the next thing we're going to have to figure out is, so you see these IDs here on the left-hand side. This was assigned an ID. This was assigned an ID. We need to get those IDs because those are the IDs that are going to go into the region database record that we added. Remember the templated struct that contains a region. So, and then we can get rid of this. I'm going to go get, oh man, soda almost won. Soda almost won. I'm going to go get some water. Maybe I'll get soda too. I'll be right back. Joe, you're in charge while I'm gone. I'll be right back. fam. I'm back. Open this up a little bit more. I'm going to open this up. Moving! Alright, guys. Let's get back to it. I did not get any, let me turn this off. I didn't get soda. Instead, I decided to be... This thing... So this is a Yeti, right? It even says on a Yeti. Last night, I put some ice in it and water, and I went downstairs, and this morning, some of the ice was still ice. Like, this thing retains... I'm guessing it retains heat, but it retains coolness. It retains temperature amazingly well. Anyway, all right. Let's get back to it. So now the next thing we need to do, let's start out with the easy one. The easy one is just making this uppercase, right? So, and literally that's super easy because we don't even have to do any. We just gotta change these. But the tricky part is going to be getting the record. Now, I have a theory. I'm hoping... Where would it go? I'm hoping that maybe this returns the record. Well, let's see. All right, I'm sorry. Returns the record ID. Using the same API, how can I get the ID of the last of the record that was just inserted into the database? Let's see what good old ChatGPT tells us. Get the ID of the last insert. Oh, okay. So, yes, last insert row ID. This makes perfect sense. So now, once we finalize it, we can get the ID, right? We can just get this. It's a 64-bit signed integer. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. That integer is free to identify however it wants. There is nothing but love here. You can identify however you'd like. That is perfectly fine. Now, I might still call it an unsigned int, but I would be wrong just because I don't understand why this signed int wants to be. Okay, I'm gonna stop before I get canceled. Okay, so let's see. We can print out a debug last insert ID. Okay, so let's do this. Logger debug. Edit type. Edit continent. Name. Okay, look. Okay, edit name as record ID blank. Okay, so I just simply want a log message that tells me that I just want, kind of a little bit of a sanity check here. So let's try that and let's see what happens. The underground, it's at blank. I'm going to... Oi. Okay, I'm just going to text that to myself. Okay, and I texted the URL to myself, so hopefully I will not lose it. Okay, we have an error. Okay, it must be... So let's make sure we close the database, and then let's make sure we close any debug windows that are still open. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's try again. I was watching Children of the Corn yesterday, and I was thinking, Malachi is a cool name. I mean, it just sounds evil. Like, if you name your kid Malachi, then you're basically saying that you want your kid to be evil. I think that. I mean, literally, who would name their kid Malachi with the thought? I mean, you might as well name your kid Hitler. Okay, let's see. Okay, was record 2 and as record 1. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We are making progress. Okay, and at this point we can actually create. So what we can do now. Okay, okay. What do we want to do? We created the hash function, right? Remember we created this whole thing. I got to think about this. Because we even added tests for the hash. Yeah, right here. We're hashing the region. Okay. So, what I want to do, first of all, let me get a little. I just want a little helper function. Write a C++ function that will convert the return value of std hash to a hex string. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. So this is where ChatGPT is extremely helpful. It gives you like these little like this little helper function, which maybe it's not the best, but maybe it is. Maybe it'll be great. But these little functions that would take me like 15 minutes to write, because I'd have to go and be like, all right, oh, okay, I got to do that. Oh, okay, I typed that wrong. But like instead, boom, I have it like right away. I think I'm going to put this in like, I have a utility. Do I have like a GeoSketch utils file? No. Maybe I can just leave it in the database. So let's just put it... We have an anonymous namespace. Let's just put this in the anonymous namespace for now. Okay, so we have the hash to string, blah, 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 compute the hash. Oh, it even computes the hash for you. Ooh, okay. It's not very performant because it's going to create a copy of the string, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to do hash to hex string. I'm going to call it hash string. Hash string. Why is that so difficult to say? Hash string. Hash string. Okay, we'll do that down here. Okay, easy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and then we're going to I just want to pass it of continent. So ultimately what I'm doing is I'm just adding this continent to our map, which is this map regions. And the yes, AI. Okay, let's make sure the AI got this right. Yes, I want the key to be the hash string of the continent's hash, and then I need to make a shared of the continent, and then the last insert ID in the continent itself. I don't think I wrote a constructor for that. Let's look. I did not, but a constructor makes sense. It makes sense. It will be, but it's going to be a signed 64-bit integer. It's so weird. Okay, we'll go with it. I might as well change the type that I'm actually storing as well. I don't understand why it would be I don't understand why it'd be signed. All right, so in case you don't know, signed and unsigned. That the difference between signed and unsigned is if something is signed, the way I think about it is that it has a little sign in front of it, right? And it kind of does, but yeah, I think a positive or a negative sign. So if a integer, if you're saying this is a signed integer, that means it could be positive or negative because it has the little plus or minus sign in front of it. If it's unsigned, that means it can only be positive. It means that whatever value is in that number is assumed to be positive because you have no way of marking it as negative because that would require a sign. So that's the difference between unsigned and signed. And the reason I feel like this is a little weird is, would you ever have a negative record value? And that's what SQLite is saying. It's saying like, oh, since it's a signed int, you could have negative record numbers. And I'm like, okay, maybe there is some use case for it. I don't know. All right, so we did this. We set the record ID. We just got to put the little thingy here. And then we'll use brace initialization like a good boy. And there we go. Okay, let's see if this compiles. No. I have a feeling it's going to complain about the hashing. Yes. No appropriate default constructor available. What we can do, we can use another concept to make sure that this is a region. So apparently I'm gonna, oh, we already have a region class type, so we should just be able to do this, right? So we got this. Let's put this. I'm gonna have to. Can I do this? No. I have a better idea. We should just do this. Right? I think this will work. I mean, we're only ever going to be hashing the regions themselves, right? So let's see if this works. It is a lovely day outside. Okay, what is this? No overload. What? Who's it? Cannot convert argument 1 from const t to null pointer. Okay. I'm passing. I'm passing in. I'm just passing in the continent as is. This needs to be a shared pointer. This needs to be a shared pointer, boys. Does it? Yeah, it does. Does it? Is there any way I can get a shared pointer? I don't think so. I'd have to copy it into... Right? I'd have to do something like this. I would have to do continent make shared. Just stick with default constructible, but then I can do continent equals, oh no, star continent equals this, right? And now that this is a pointer, I'm going to have to change a couple of things down here. I'm going to have to change, see how the red squigglies already came up? It's because it's a pointer. That's okay. It's okay. Like, just because it's a pointer doesn't mean it's not special. So just give me a minute, okay, guys? Like, just literally, you just need to relax a little bit. And you guys are getting all stressed out, but for some reason you just can't relax. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. You should be relaxing. You know, just relax. I don't know why I said it's the Lord's Day. I'm not religious. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't know why I would say that. All right, what now? Line 27. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I see what the issue is. I think. I mean, really, this should be by value. It's the pointer. It's the pointer type. Oh. No, this is correct. This is saying data is a shared pointer of the region object. T is the region object. Oh, it wants me to. Oh, it's expecting me to pass in. No, I need to pass in this, is what I need to pass in. That's why it's getting confused. So I need to make sure that the constructor of the region record accepts a shared point or accepts a pointer to whatever data type I'm passing it to. Yeah, got it. I hope you're following along, and I hope you're taking notes because there will be a quiz. All right, boys. I think we're looking good. We're going to make sure this map starts getting populated quickly or correctly, and then I think we're going to call it a day. But I gotta say I am optimistic about what I'm seeing. Like it is looking good. I mean, really, it's because of me and my genius. But otherwise, it's looking really good. Okay, so we have this regions map up here, and what we want to see is we want to see two records. We want to see two. See this thing right here? Oh, it has a size of 2, and that's what we want. We want size 2. And then we want North America and South America to have their IDs attached inside of here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because are you excited? Because I'm excited. Okay. All right, we got in here. Boom. Look at that. Those look like hashes, don't they? Look at that 654. That looks like a hash. It definitely looks like a hex string. And then boom, ID 1, and that should be North America. Let's make sure that's correct. Show me the money. Oh my God. Show me the money. Okay. Continent. Show me name. North America. Booyah. Okay. And we got that. And then this one, just to cover our bases, it should be South America. Pointer. Oh my God. We got to go way deep in here. You got to get deep in there. Kind of like, with a Q-tip, you ever do that? Like you just want to keep scratching your Q-tip or keep scratching your ear with a Q-tip. Okay, so it's South America. So this is good. So what this is doing now, and let's just run it. Let's just keep running. We've closed the database. Okay. And then let's quit. I quit the game on the other screen. So let's look at the database again, just to make sure we're still looking good. So what we're doing now is we're putting the data into the data. We're putting some of the data into the database, and we're creating hash records from that. So the ultimate goal of the map is, now that we've done continents, we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to process countries. And so I need the country to be able to look for, I just thought of something. We'll come to that in a minute. But I need the countries to be able to look in the hash map, right? Because the country's going to have to set this parent ID. So if I insert, let's insert a record to kind of like drive the point home. How do I insert a record? There's got to be a way to insert a record. One of these, I'm sure. Region, clear all filters, reset data. Really? 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 Is there no way? There's got to be a way. You've got no. There is a way. Of course, there is a way. Okay, maybe I can just do it right here. Oh, well, that's filter. Yeah, yeah. Those are filters. Oh my God. There's got to be. Okay, is this it? Insert a new record. Okay, so what I'm saying is, pretend this is 0, 0, and 0. Okay. Now, when we come in and we want to insert a new like a country, right? But this USA needs to know. It needs to know the ID because this is ultimately this is going to be 1. And then if I insert another new record, how did I do that? I already forgot how I did it. Here it is. So if I want to insert a new record, another new record, right? Because it's going to be, oh my God, let me edit the field. Bolivia. Now Bolivia, where's Bolivia? Pop quiz time. Where's Bolivia? Do we know where Bolivia is? Yes, we know where Bolivia is. We know Bolivia is a country, but this field here will have to be 2, right? Because that's the parent ID of South America. You see there's 2 over here, right there. So that's what. So when we start processing countries, we're going to have to be able to look at the map and say, we're going to have to be able to look at this map where we're populating the continents and say, okay, what's the continent inside of there? Okay, like what continent is North? What's the record for North America so that I can set my parent ID appropriately? I kind of want to do that now, but it's going to take me like an hour probably to do it, maybe a little bit less. But I don't want to spend. I mean, if it took me, if it was going to take me 10 minutes, then I would do it. But I've already been streaming for 2 hours, almost 2 hours. So let's go ahead and put our code in. Let's go ahead and check our code in as always. And we got to review what we did today. We got to review. Close all but this tab, and then oh shoot, no. Okay, whatever, that's fine. All right, so what we did is we just we added the region type string, and then we added type string to the region database. I'm not crazy about that design, but I'm going to let it slide for now. Okay, what about regions? Okay, we fixed the JSON loading stuff. And we still have work to do on JSON loading, but it's sufficient for now. Region database. Okay, this was where we added that little wrapper that's going to hold the database IDs. That's good. And then just a little note that old code's below there. And then last, what else did we do? We added a hash function to, well, oh, we added an ability to get a hash string for region types, essentially. And then we also worked on what I was just talking about with inserting records and then getting the ID of the last record that was inserted. So I think that all looks good. Okay, more work on IDs, more work on database compilation. Now, I am going to sign off for the day, and I'm actually going to unplug this computer because this computer, I just keep this computer on. It's a desktop. It's a really big desktop, but I just keep it on. But so sometimes it's running for 3, 4, 5, 6 days without ever being used because I don't come into this office often. But since I'm going to be gone for a few months, I am going to go ahead and turn this computer off, which is a little sad, but you know, it is what it is. It's a big computer. It can handle it. It'll be okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I mean, it looks like, you know, people, it looks at least like, you know, of the few people that were in here, it looks like people are interested in me doing these travel programming things in the morning. And like, that's the thing. Like, I'll be 6 hours ahead when I'm in Africa. So I could do a programming in the morning at noon, but the problem is that at noon, do I really want to be like on a Saturday morning? Do I want to do it? But another thing I was thinking of is since I'm 6 hours ahead, I could do a programming in the morning at like 6 in the morning during the week, right? Take a little break from work, do a programming in the morning. But I could do it at noon. So it'd be noon where I would already be at home working, but it'd be 6 o'clock here. And you guys could wake up with programming in the morning. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to click and subscribe. I just had a new India video come out today. Check it out. I got one more India video left, and then we'll start talking about Finland in the videos. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye, everybody.